right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And wanted to go into this lesson, really something that I was just thinking about just now. Okay, yesterday, at the street speaking, we went into this article, which I'm sure brothers might have seen by now, or not. But if you look at it, I know the brother GMS Austere Man, that's his YouTube handler, he did a lesson on it as well. And it was an article from the Times of Israel, basically going into I think it was, the title was how many Hebrew Israelites are there, and should the Ish people be worried, something along those lines, right? And as you read the article, it contains a lot of information, not just the typical information that they bring out, meaning that the article contains certain particular details, names of camps, using the term camps, why that term is used, different details in there that on a regular news piece you wouldn't get, okay? Which goes to show you that they are doing heavy investigation and heavy research into this thing. They're not just speaking from a surface level. They're trying to get as deep as they can and really bring out the details within. Now, they also mentioned this individual, Vocab Malone, all right, within that article, which is something that we have been saying, that this guy he's not just set up to come around and just for annoyance and debate's sake. Every time he comes with the same thing. Now, you got to think, right? Hold on. This individual, Vocab Malone, right? Any regular person who comes and takes that many L's, who comes and realizes that every time he comes, he has no point. He's just going to take another L. Every angle he tried to come with, it got shut down. Why is he still on it? Why is he still coming back with the same thing, knowing that whatever his so-called outward goal is not working? And that's because his goal is not to win. His goal is not to come in. Debates are just the cover page. His goal is not winning debates necessarily, and his goal is not winning us over to Christianity. His goal is to get us engaged. All right. The more dialogue he has, the more experience he can say he has, which is showed in the article. All right. Basically, they reference in him and the things he says as though he's some expert, because they're like, well, these guys, if we try to get somebody from within them, that's only one side. We need somebody that has experience with them, but is not one of them. So what better person than Vocab Malone? He's been around for years. So he's making quotes. They're talking about how pretty much this isn't Buddhism. This is a different kind of rhetoric. They're talking about how this can influence lone wolves to go out and get violent. They're talking about how dangerous this thing can be if it is pretty much if it is allowed to continue. They're talking about how it's one thing to be preaching on the street, all right, but it's another thing to where if it's online. Because they mentioned how a lot of people found out about it through online videos, through watching online videos. They said that in the article. And then they mentioned that it's easy to walk past a camp teaching and dismiss it than it is when you see it online, or when you see celebrities or people of so-called reputation pushing it, or acknowledging it. But the point is, the direction that they're each article or each piece of information they bring out concerning Hebrew Israelites, it shifts more in a more militant, hostile direction. That's the picture they painted in there. All right, they threw in the words terrifying, they threw in the words radical, they threw in the words extreme, they threw in the words hate, war, army. You think they're just throwing these words out for no reason? That word army has been used from the jump. When Kanye came out, he started using that term, army. You know, Kyrie, army. You know, now it's spiritual because the scriptures do talk about us standing upon our feet, an exceeding great army. But at the same time, army is a war term, is a militant-ish term. Is a term that doesn't sound like peaceful. If you're a street preacher on the streets and they're using these terms, army, 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 subconsciously it's going into people's minds, and in the back of their minds, whether they realize it or not, it's already forming an impression, okay, of what this is. So you have the case where you have individuals that say, oh, yeah, I know about I've heard about the Israelites. I never really looked into it. But now, as they keep on hearing these things, they're going to say, oh, wow, this is really what they were about? You know, I never looked into it, but damn, I didn't know they were like this.
Red light camera ahead.
You know, or I didn't know they were like that, or whatever the case is. But the point of this lesson is the madmen are coming and they will not spare. So you got to be ready, because every day that goes by, we draw closer and closer and closer. And this might be the one that these devils try to use as a catalyst to say, all right, it's time to get them completely off. You know, get them off the internet, get them off the streets, criminalize it, demonize it, make it a big ass deal to where everywhere you go, you hear about it. And then make it, they want publicity, give them publicity, but make it negative, make them infamous, okay? But remember that Yahushua said this. All of these things, the Lord told us of these things before they're happening. And it's gonna be very political. What's up with you, man? This guy got mental issues, man. How are you merging into a lane that somebody is currently in right next to them? What's up with this guy, man? In any case, as it says, as I was saying, wild demons, man. But as I was saying, yeah, they're going in their mind, they're going to say, look, this is the time. And Yahushua warned us about these things, okay? But also keep in mind that, see, when you truly understand what's going on in the spirit, you're not, you're excited because you know that, hey, these are all prophecies that are coming to pass, right? Which is a beautiful thing. But at the same time, we have to keep in mind that with these prophecies coming to pass, it's gonna come, you're gonna have individuals that are gonna turn on one another. Okay? The scriptures say it. You're gonna have men that are gonna supplant, you're gonna have men that out of fear are gonna say, nah, man, I can't do this no more. Maybe if I switch sides, maybe they'll let me go. But what did the Lord say? He said, pretty much a true disciple, a true brother would be willing to lay down his life for another. But those are words easier said than done. Yeah, I wish I was a true brother, because he did. He laid down his life for many. Okay? But you gotta understand how hard of a saying that is, because you have certain men that wouldn't even want to go to jail for standing for the name of the Lord, or for not selling out their brother. You're gonna have individuals that will be threatened with jail time if they don't, say this or say that, or write this or write that, and they're gonna do it. So imagine that if you can't suffer that for the scriptures, for the Lord, for the brotherhood, how would you possibly lay down your life for the Lord? And this is the part where, it comes in and you realize, man, this truth ain't easy. Okay? Just like the elders and apostles always say that, hey, Apostle Gabar, he says it all the time. He says it all. He said, look, in this truth, you're supposed to suffer. Okay? You're supposed to suffer. Like Apostle Tahar said, Apostle Ramlab reiterated, as we also reiterate, that you gotta learn to love to suffer. I believe that's what Apostle Tahar said, because that's what's coming. And it's not. We're not saying go all, whatever the term is, sadistic or masochistic, if that's the word, or whatever the term they use is. But the point is that it prepares your mind for the times to come, when you're used to it, when you're comfortable being uncomfortable. But if you're afraid of getting out of your comfort zone, guess what? You won't have an option when this thing comes out. Perspective is gonna change, man. Everybody's perspective is gonna change. It's gonna be one thing to, hey, it's happening, man, hey, and it's a beautiful thing. But can you see the beauty in the beast? That's the title right there.
Watch out.
All right.
Hazard reported ahead.
Can you see the beauty in the beast? Because that's what's coming, all right? The beast is coming. But can you see the beauty within? The beauty which is the prophecy, all right? The beauty which is, well, this is a necessary evil. Once this happens, we're going to get out of here. You know, literally, this has to happen before we can get out of here. Because it's written. And because of the order that is written in, this has to take place. The MOTB has to come out. But the famine of the word is also prophecy. The thing is, the famine of the word, it is not just some, oh, well, you know, one day we all just get up and say, all right, we're done. We're not going out there no more. No, clearly we're going to keep on going out there until we can't anymore. All right. But the second part of the title, the title, which is, and they will not spare. And it was the precept that relates to this is 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, right around the 70th, really the 68th verse on down. Right, it talks about, for the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you. And then when you jump down a couple of verses, it talks about they shall be like madmen, sparing none. See, and that's what they're going to be like. So imagine what they're going to have to do in order to make it justifiable for 2nd Ezra 16 to take place. All right? It's not just going to be, oh, these guys are preaching rhetoric, or they're preaching hate, or they're just saying this. No, there's going to need to be, and when you read the article, you know what they're doing? They're linking acts of violence and merging it in with us. All right? They're linking, at one point they said, oh, at first people thought that, you know, it was just them preaching on the side, on the street corners, and, you know, that's it. But then later that year, when you had the whole Jersey City shooting, right, which they say it goes back to us, and then when you had the whole, they said there was a rabbi or ish man who got stabbed in the head or so, and then he died like 3 months later. So that's what they're doing. They're saying, look, these guys are saying that they're the true Jays. They're saying that these other Jays are imposters. They're saying that these Jays stole this, and then people are going around committing acts of violence against the Ish people. There is a correlation here. These guys are saying this, and people are taking it into their own hands and going out and committing acts of violence. And that's what they're doing. And they're saying, look, this thing is going to get much, much worse if we allow this to continue. So just like Nero did, right? When the fire started, the fire of Rome, and blamed the Christians, right? And there was a whole heavy persecution on the Christians. Now, within that article, they also mentioned basically analytics, but it was on a surface level of really how deep they can go with it, which is, okay, how many Israelites really are there? So if they start going down that route, they're going to need to find some way to identify who is an Israelite and who is not, because you see those that are in camps, but even that, a part of it said that they couldn't tell with certain other groups like IUIC or some registered groups. They can tell. They can find out how many people are officially registered in the organization. But when it comes to like Great Millstone or like, you know, other groups that we don't do that whole you know, give me your social, let me official. No. So it's impossible for them to tell how many actual teachers are there, how many, you know, listeners are there, how many of those listeners are actually believers. They can do a rough estimate, but if they start to say, okay, this is a very dangerous thing, these guys are very dangerous, and we know they're damn near on terrorist level, we need to do something, they're gonna need to do some freaking Spanish Inquisition type joint. But they're gonna need to find out, okay, who's associated, who's affiliated, who is what. Then the question remains, how are they gonna do that? You know, what measures are they gonna take in order to find out that information? You know, are they just gonna question people? Are they gonna give out surveys? What are they gonna do in order to help track down and find out who's an Israelite? Or are they just gonna have laws in place and say, look, there's no way we can find out every single person? Because you, like in the past, you had the term crypto Jews, which were Jews they would practice it on the inward, but not outwardly in the open, because there was a persecution, all right, on Jews. So you got people that would act like they were I believe it was Catholic on the outside, but then on the inside they would be Jews. That's hence the term crypto Jews. And these devils are aware of that. So they know, oh well, if we just put an outright blanket on it, you're gonna have people that are gonna be doing that. So what do? We need to have it in a way where it's easy to tell if you're an Israelite or not, based on either what you say, what you believe, or we might just ask certain questions. We might have people on the lookout. You know, like they did during the time of the persecution of the Christians, asking them to denounce Yahushua. Well, they called him Christus. Okay, they said basically, like, you know, denounce the name. They're gonna be doing, like, I mean, that's what they did back then, and they'll see who are the true believers and who are not. If you truly believe, how would you denounce the name? Right? So the point of the lesson is, this is gonna escalate very quickly past just words. All right, it's gonna go past an info war, and it's not gonna be us. All right, those that are sincerely, truly teaching the word of the Lord, we're not idiots. Okay, trust me. If we were idiots, we wouldn't be here. All right, they would already have us under the jail with handcuffs on. Okay, but we're not idiots, and that's why they have to be very delicate about how they go about it. You know, because they're like, well, these guys ain't just gonna get up and do this stupid shit, which would make it easier for us. So we got to be careful, because if we step on the wrong toes, we can, in essence, instead of getting the support of the people, we can actually get them against us. But as the scriptures say, there shall be a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Okay, and that's what we're getting ready to see. But with everything comes a balance, right? For every negative, there's a positive. So if there's an insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, well, guess what? There's going to be a balance that the Lord is going to bring. As a matter of fact, in the book of Daniel, the 11th chapter, I forget the exact verse, but it says, when they shall fall, they shall be helping with a little help. Okay, which ultimately the Most High set up that little help by the hands of the Romans, but also by divine intervention. He sent down angels, and that happened in the past. But guess what? What they're about to do is about to be a whole nother fall. But we're gonna be helping with a little help. This is the last go around. All right, there's no more need for us to take if they come in, the Lord says, all right, go ahead, take all of them out. Who's the Lord coming to save? We all gonna be in the spirit world, or we all gonna be dead somewhere, which in essence we're gonna be in the spirit world. Well, who's the Lord coming to save? How will Isaiah 59:19 come to pass? Who's gonna get the victory over the beast? The beast done killed us all, right? So the Lord is not gonna allow that to happen. Come on, people. The Lord is not gonna allow that to happen. This is a part of the movie. This is how He has designed it. You gotta set up the climax. The movie has to be good. But keep in mind that like the Elder Tazom said at the street speaking, he said to have this role, you think about it. Look, think about it in the sense of a movie and acting. You know, people have to audition for certain roles, especially for like a lead role in a top movie. Damn, what's a top movie? I don't even know. What? Harry Potter was okay. You know, Avengers, Star. I don't know. Some of them top movies. In order to get that lead role, it's not easy. A lot of people audition for that, but only one person gets it. Hey, West the Spirit 144. Rakatha Bashir Mel Shai. Right. So only one person gets that lead role, and when the movie goes, you know, viral and crazy, this person is through the roof, known everywhere. So guess what? This movie that the Lord has put together, this is the movie. This isn't a movie. This is the movie. And guess what? We have lead roles. The Lord has given us lead roles in this movie. So keep in mind that a part of the lead role in this movie is the certain things that your character is gonna have to go through. So that means you might be in the courtroom. You might be brought before magistrate. People drive the cars, man. But you might have to go before magistrates, you know, and testify for the Lord. You might need to do all of that. But don't be afraid to do that. Remember that the Lord is the reason why you will be there, and the Lord is the reason why you will get out of that situation, you know? So it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. The madmen are coming, and they ain't going to spare, but that's all right, because we don't need them to spare. We got the Lord to defend us, and we're going to be all right. Like that song, we going to be all right. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We're going to be all right. You know? Hey, so, hey, at the end of the day, man, it's exciting times, and, you know, it's a faith booster. You'll understand why it says in the book of Acts that the apostles rejoiced, all right, when they were persecuted for the Lord's namesake. Because even though in the flesh, okay, you getting hurt, you getting beat, it's still an acknowledgement from the Lord that, hey, I'm dealing with you, and you are standing firm for me. And because you're standing firm for me, this is why this is happening. Somebody asks you for something and you try helping them out, sometimes you end up suffering for it. You looking to gain something for yourself, you got to suffer for it. So how much more for your creator when he requests of you to do something or to suffer for him? You know, at the end of the day, ain't nothing we really got to do. Right now, as this thing is coming, there's nothing we really have to do. We just got to continue doing what we have been doing. You don't got to do anything extra. Just remain circumspect, go out there and teach, do your lessons, and live a godly life. Live a life after Yahushua, and that's it. Because they're gonna come and do what they're set up to do. All right, the prophecies are gonna take place how they're set up to take place. But we don't have to go out and do anything. We just have to continue to teach, all right, and do the work of the Lord. That's it, and the Lord will take care of the rest. You will be where you need to be when you need to be there to do what you need to do. And that's not going to be of your own will. It's going to be the Lord setting it up that way. So we're good, man. Whatever, if the Lord wants something to happen, trust me, man, you ain't the one who's going to stop it. You know, and if the Lord doesn't want something to happen, you ain't the one that's going to make it happen. The Lord is going to do it. Now, if he uses you or he uses somebody else, you ain't even going to have a choice or a say in the matter. You just gonna do it. So what you got to focus on is keeping your faith strong, your mind correct, as the angel told Ezra. Let go from the mortal thoughts of death, okay, and put aside the thoughts that are most heavy onto thee, because they lead to they equal distractions. You got to go. You got to go. All right, they equal distractions. Put this user. So you gotta put, what does it say? Put away the thoughts that are most heavy onto thee. And that equals what? Being kingdom minded. Putting on the helmet of salvation, to where you block out anything that is not that doesn't pertain to salvation, that is not necessary. Because the times that we're coming into, I mean, the Lord is he's gonna put a different spirit within us. To just be like, yo, it is what it is, man. You know, this is the last go around. Literally, this is the last mortal generation. That's another topic. This is the last mortal generation. We're not going to come back into reincarnation after this. All right, if you're of the elect, after this is it. Okay, this is it. So make it count. You know, if this is the last, let's say you are in the NBA and you're planning to retire after your last game, and you find yourself in the NBA finals, double overtime, and the score is even, and the ball is in your hands. then you ask yourself, okay, what are you going to do? This is your last game. How are you going to be remembered? You know? So, yeah, man, pretty much that was it on that. Let me see what brothers got on here. Yep. This is GMS we got next. Revelation 2:10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give you a crown of life. Okay, so the Lord said what? Be faithful unto death, and he will give us a crown of life. That's what we want. Isn't that what we're here for? That's what we've been laboring all of this for. And the Lord says, well, you're going to be tried because I need to prove you. I need to make sure that what I'm about to give you is worthy, that you are worthy to bear this crown. So if you bear your cross, then you can wear your crown. And if you don't, well, you're going to get another crown, but it won't be as heavy. Okay, it won't be as heavy. So as a matter, let me see. This is once again GMS we got next. James 1 and 2. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations. Why? Because the Most High is the one putting you in those diverse temptations. Remember that whatever situation you find yourself in, always remember there are two things going on here. There's what you see before you. There's what you can feel, what you can smell. There's the emotions running through your body, right? But then at the same time, there's what's going on in the heavens, which is an audience, which is those that have died, those that are in the spirit world. But above all that, it's the Most High on his throne, is Yahweh Shai on his right-hand side, and is the angels. And they're all watching you. Okay, don't forget that aspect. That whatever test you're faced with, you may be by yourself, but you are not alone because they're all watching you. And then you got to remind yourself that, hey, the reason I ended up in this situation is because the Most High set it up for me to be here at this very moment so that everybody can witness what decision am I going to make in this time. So remember that. Before when you are, whatever situation you find yourself in, you're threatened with a guillotine, you know, your family is saying they're going to leave you, whatever the case is. Remember that whatever decision you're about to make, whatever words are about to come out of your mouth, the Lord is watching you. Yahweh Shai is watching you. The heavenly hosts are watching you. They're seeing, okay, I called this man into the truth. Now, even the demons are watching you. Satan is watching you. Everybody's watching you. And Satan is probably saying, yeah, he's going to break. And then the host on the right-hand side say, no, he ain't. Like a Job-like situation. See? Now, you don't want to be that guy where everybody's rooting for you. The Lord is rooting for you. Yahweh Shai is rooting for you. The angels are rooting for you. And you turn around and break. It's going to be, oh, man, he had promise. Oh, look, he was, nah, man, hey, and take his ass over. And then that's it. You don't want to be that guy. All right? You want to be the guy who stands firm and gets that nod of acknowledgement from the Most High. You know? My man. That's it. I knew he was going, you know? Because that's what we were sent here to do. So you start your mission, you endure through it all, but one of the biggest moments of it all is how you finish. Okay? How you finish. And we're seeing the finish line now, but you have to cross the finish line. And that's the hardest part. Okay? You got to cross the finish line. So, I mean, get ready to cross the finish line. That's right. This is GMS Prophet Nehemiah, 2nd Ezra 7 and 14. If then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them. So just think of it like that. I'm going to get my reward. You throw me in jail, that's okay. I'm gonna walk into that jail cell to get my reward. Not the Lord. Now it's not if or what or but. It's okay. Well, you know this is what the Lord said He got for you, so go and get it. All right, go and get it. You either make the decision to go and get it, or you make the decision not to. Luke 13 and 20, and that's gonna be forever. It's gonna be recorded forever. Look, the account of what the I don't know. Let me take Saul. Let's take the account of what King Saul did. Guess what? The history of King Saul is that is gonna be like that forever. For all eternity, we're gonna know that Saul in his past life, this was who he was. This is what he did. And guess what? The acts of Moses, the acts of Yahushua, the acts of David, the acts of the men of old, the acts of Daniel, Peter, Paul, they're all gonna be known forever, for all eternity. No matter what they do in the future, it will always be known that Moses was the individual Moses and Aaron, that the Lord used to deliver the children of Israel out of the bondage of Egypt. Yahushua was the man that went on the cross and gave up his life to do what he did for us. That will always be known. And that means that what we do now will also always be known. So it doesn't matter what happens after this point, but if you turn your back on the Lord, it doesn't matter how good you are in the kingdom, it will always be known that you were one of the individuals who at one point you turned your back on the Lord when it mattered most. But if you stand firm and you endure it, knowing what is coming, having the faith that the Lord can deliver you from it, you will also be known. Your name will be spoken of with praise. As one of the men, 2 Ezra 2:40 on down, as one of the men that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord, as the servant who the Lord said, well done, my good and faithful servant. As one who the Lord, Yahushua himself, put a crown on his head. That will forever be known. Right? That's a part of your legacy. And you only get one chance to do it. You either do it or you don't. It's do or die, baby. So you either make that legacy or you break that legacy. What you gonna do? What's in your wallet? This is GMS Prophet Nehemiah, Luke 13:24. Strive to enter in at the straight gate. For many I say unto you will seek to enter in and shall not be able. Yeah, on top of that, we've been given an opportunity that not everybody has been given. Likewise, we've been given a spirit that not everybody has been given. Right? Like Eminem said, you only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. All right? It says, Ecclesiastes 4:28, strive for the truth until death, or unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. Okay, so, hey, that's why these scriptures are here, man. To call to mind, to call to remembrance, not only the things the Lord did for us in the past, but our forefathers that trusted in the Lord. Okay, and how are they spoken of now? What happened to them? What do the scriptures say what happened to us now? Look, Revelation 15:2, somebody has to be on that chariot. Okay, the Apostle John wasn't there by himself. Somebody was on there looking down. New Jerusalem coming down from heaven as a bride adorned for her husband, that's somebody. Okay? But at the same time, Revelation 14:9, those that took the MOTB, that burnt, that were suffering in the presence of the Lord, that's also somebody. So either way it goes, somebody's going to be in the chariot and somebody's going to be down here burning. Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, somebody's going to be counted worthy and get beamed up, and somebody's going to be in regret. Somebody's of the elect and somebody is not. So either way it goes, it's going to happen. If you turn your back, it doesn't mean that the elect cease to exist. You're just not going to be one of them. And if you stand firm, well, then you know what it is. All right? You know what it is. This is Wisdom of Solomon. This is going to be the last precept. GMS Prophet Nehemiah, Wisdom of Solomon 5:15. But the righteous live forevermore. Their reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High. What more you need to hear after that? The care of us is with the Most High. It's not with social services. It's not with freaking secret, whatever they call them things. It's with the Most High. Who can harm you when the Most High is your caretaker? You got people that hire these big ass, brolic ass bodyguards, and they feel like they're safe. We got the Most High. Do you know, first off, let me put things in perspective. Do you know how powerful an angel is? One angel. You know the amount of damage one angel can do? And yet, the angels tremble in the presence of the Most High. Tremble. You look up the word tremble. Tremble is not like, you're looking down and, man, chill out, man. No. Trembling is You're shaking uncontrollably out of fear. The angels tremble in the presence of the Lord. He charges them with folly. So do you understand who the Most High is? And the verse said what? That our care, the care of the righteous, is in the hand, all right, or is with the Lord. So if the Most High is the one who's caring for us, who the hell is going to dare? It says, therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. You can only imagine what that's a divine crown. That's a majestic crown. That's going to fit right on your head. And ain't nobody is gonna ever be able to take that off. And everybody that looks at you, they're gonna know he's an anointed of the Lord. He was crowned by the Lord. Handpicked. It says here, in a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand, for with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them. And remember, man, that what you're doing now is you're setting yourself up. Really, the Lord is doing it, but you know, and for speaking's sake, you're setting yourself up for the future. What you do now, it's not going to change your past. It's not going to affect you in the past. It's not going to benefit you in this world, because this world is over with. The world to come is what we're concerned about. That's why it says, store your treasures in heaven. See? So the world to come is where we're preparing ourselves for. That's what we're doing all of this for, because that's what's going to matter. So while everybody else starts from point zero, we're not going to start at point zero. I know I said that was the last precept, but let me read this one too. This is Qadar Malak 2, Romans 8:31. What shall we say then to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us? Okay? And don't worry about it. When the time comes, the Lord will put the right spirit upon you to do the right thing. If you're of the elect, you will do what the Lord has set you up to do. You don't have a choice. Okay? You don't have a choice. But in any case, I'm going to end it here. You know, Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. I mean, they're coming. They're coming, but remember that we got a defense. And our care is with the Most High. And the Most High got a reputation to upkeep. We've been using it. We done thrown the name of the Lord everywhere in the four corners of the earth. So if he allows them to just come in, hey, what did Moses say to the Lord? When the Lord was saying that he was going to do away with the nation and start a new nation with Moses, what did Moses say? He said, Lord, the nations around, they already know. They know that you are the God that brought us out of Egypt here. So if you slay a whole nation in the wilderness, Lord, how's that gonna look on you? See? So the same thing now. Everybody knows when they hear of the Israelites, and they know the name that we use to call upon the Lord. So if the Lord allows them to just do whatever, while we're boldly saying that the Lord is going to defend us, and he just lets them do whatever, well, what's that going to do to his name, to his reputation? And you best believe the Most High cares about that. So in any case, Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha Kudash. And until next time, Shalom.